Hello everyone, thanks for being here. The live will start in 2 minutes, so let me just quickly finish up some things. I just wanted to go live a bit early so that the notification would go out to anyone who was interested to join. So if you're watching the replay, feel free to just skip ahead this 2 minutes that I'm just finishing on a couple of things, all right? Okay, because I'm notifying on Instagram. I find it a bit strange that you can just go live on both Instagram and Facebook, but oh well. I want to put it in the event. Live. Today I learned that we could have gone live on the event, but I learned it today, so it's a bit late because I was already seeing people not just going to be on the page. But now I know for next time that we can just go live on the event as well. I think that actually might be better because that's the link that I've been sharing with people instead. So we've got that. Okay, just a bit away. Okay. Someone just joined. Hi, Pam. Can you hear me and see me all right? Because the events logs is saying that Facebook's not receiving video signal. So I'm wondering if people can see me. Well, I just hope you can see me. We'll just go ahead. Well, I'm pretty sure you should be able to see me. I don't know why. Oh, there's a new events log. So the thing is, we're doing the live on my laptop instead. As some of you know, I moved recently, as in last week. So yeah, yesterday we got all the boxes. It's very exciting because having our stuff makes us feel more like this is actually home. It's been like a weird thing where we're just like, yeah, we're just living in this empty house. It doesn't feel like home really. But so we finished unloading late last night, but we did put our bed together and slept in our bed for the first time, and that was very, very good. That like made us really feel like, okay, no, this is home. But we didn't bring our desks because they were pretty old, and we're buying new desks. They actually will be arriving today at noon, so they should be arriving after we finish this live class. And so once we have the desk, we're gonna set up the computers, and we're very excited for that because, oh my gosh, we're gonna have a new setup. It's gonna be really exciting. But till then, we're still using my laptop that's a bit older, so that's probably why I keep getting like all this like notifications of like things that are not working. It's giving it to me like every minute. But I'm just gonna hope that it is working and that it's gonna be recording. So let's jump in, right? And just finish this thing through. Okay. All right. So I've got my notes right here because I wanted to make sure I don't forget to share with you a couple of things. What time is it? Oh, I'm actually a bit late now. but let's start. Let's go with this. So hello. My name is Sarah. If you're the first time that you've joined one of my live classes, well, welcome. Um, we have live classes probably like every 4 6 months. If there's a topic that I want to talk to you about that I really want to share, we have live. Sometimes we do them on Instagram, sometimes we do them on Facebook. I just like Facebook because then I can actually save it and share it with you in other places as well. So I think it's a good way to do it. A lot of the time, many of you will actually see this as a replay. So that's why I like Facebook. Facebook gives you the chance to actually rewatch it way more. Instagram only gives me 24 hours. In the past, we've done it where we go live in both. It's been a bit of a mess, but it kind of works. But at the same time, I don't know. I feel like it's not worth it. So maybe it's like double the chance of difficulties with the technical part. So lately I've just been doing one or the other depending on what we're talking about. But since what we're talking about is something that is relevant now and will be relevant for probably forever, I figured Facebook would be a better match. So let's see. We're gonna be talking about support systems and masterminds. So what is a support system? A lot of you guys may not even know what I mean with that. So a support system is just a little network of people that you have that can help you when you need it. And so you can have a support system for all kinds of different things. For example, when you're in school, you might have specific professors, classmates, TAs, or school councils that you know that you can reach to when you have any problem. You know that if you're facing something, you know, like you can count on this person, this person, this person. And so that is your support system for school. And if you're a mom, you may have a couple of friends that you know that if something happens to you and you can pick up your child, you have like these 3 friends that you know you can call and one of them will be able to do it. Or if you're sick, they'll be the ones bringing you meals. So in different aspects of our lives, we have support systems. If you don't have them, then I encourage you to try to build some, because it makes a huge difference to know who you can count on when you need it. So in this case, we're going to be talking about support systems for your business, which in a way it can also be support systems for your goals. Because if you're like me, my business goals and my life goals often go together. We had a challenge in the Grow Together Mastermind a couple months ago where we're talking about things that we're struggling with. And I realized that all the things that I needed to overcome to do better in my business were the same things that I needed to overcome to do better in my life in general, in my health, in my relationships with others. It is the same things. So really having someone that can help you in these aspects will not only help you in your business, it will help you in your life. That's why I brought that up in the description, and I bring that up when I'm talking about this sometimes, because having a support system, even though you can have different support systems for different aspects of your life, the influence and the help that they give you just overlaps throughout your whole life. And especially because once you have these people that you can count on, that you know you can count on, they also become close friends. They become people that you can count on things that are not even for that specific support system, but it just develops like that. So that's why support systems are so important. And so let's talk about a bit about how to find the people for your support system. Okay. You can either start with a list of people that you trust, people that you like that have shown up when you needed it the most, and you can start from there. If you can think of a lot of people that would be qualifying for that, then it's time to start finding places where you can find those kinds of people. So think of what type of people you would need. Think of the support system that you would need right now. For example, in what we're talking about, if it's something for business that you need people that encourage you, that support you, that introduce you to new tools, that share like share your work with their clients so that they may become their clients. Like whatever it is that you need help with, think of what type of people that would be, and then start thinking about where would you be able to find those type of people. So in my experience for business, there's, well, in general, two big places: online and offline. So online communities, the but what kind of communities? So we can either start with Facebook groups. Facebook groups became huge a couple years ago. There were like these big business groups that were just like building up with thousands of people. And that's how I got introduced to Facebook groups. But now there's a new trend of just smaller groups and sometimes even local groups. And so now you can find very specific Facebook groups that you can join that are full of people that might be going through very similar things to you. So that's a very good place to start. You can either start by looking for locations. My hair is crazy here. Looking for locations or looking for what you do in the very specific niche, and use those keywords to find Facebook groups where you might find those people. Now, being part of a Facebook group won't give you a support system. You actually have to engage, you have to get to know the persons, but it's going to provide you a place where there's people that might be able to become part of your support system. Another way to find people online is through courses. There's courses that provide Facebook communities that are closed groups, because you're paying for them. They're usually small, but then they're usually very engaged because people are paying to be in those groups. So that's a good place. So it could be courses or some kind of like challenge community that requires people to actually pay to be there. And there's also things such as masterminds and memberships and mentorships, all those M words. So if you have a mentor, sometimes the mentors have like small communities for the people that they mentor. That's a way to connect with people that are totally in the same frequency that you're at, because that's why you're going for the same mentor, right? Masterminds, if it's, and we're going to talk about masterminds more later, but a mastermind is just a smaller group of people that come together to help each other and keep each other accountable. So like a mastermind is a support system pretty much. And memberships of different sorts. There's memberships for creatives, memberships for photographers, memberships again that can be local or they can be international. So yeah, depending on what you do, look out for those things, and then join those groups, and it will provide you with so many people that could possibly be part of your support group. You just have to go out there and engage. That's very important, because you can make a support group out of people that you don't know and out of people that you don't trust. So make sure you get to know them and get to the point where you trust them and they trust you, and you can start building your support system with them. Now, offline, it's a bit similar. For the offline part, I actually used online first to find local communities, communities that meet up locally to where I live, so that I can find them first on the internet and then meet up with them in person. If you are an introvert like me who doesn't enjoy exposing herself to new groups of people and being the newbie, I usually introduce myself online first, and I get to know a couple of the people first online via Instagram. One of the groups I used to be back in Utah, well, I still am part of back in Utah. I just went to the group, the community, the Facebook equivalent they had of this group that met every month. And I went ahead and said, I'm like, I've been part of this for a while. I haven't been able to go to any of the events because I'm a bit scared of going there by myself and not knowing anyone. So I'd love to get to know some of you a bit better before the next event. And I got so many replies. And so we started like private conversations with a couple people, and I started following them on Instagram and then seeing each other's stories. And well, you probably have had this where sometimes you connect with people in Instagram better than you connect with people in real life. Well, with some of them, like, we felt like friends because we like saw each other's stories. I knew what she was going through. I knew what she was working on. I know what her kids looked like and what they were doing. And then because this specific case, because she had kids, and she had a newborn. She wasn't attending the physical meetings for a couple months. So I ended up meeting her like 6 months after we had started connected on Facebook and Instagram. And when I got to that event and I didn't know she was gonna be there, like, and she was actually there, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's you. And she's like, oh my gosh, it's you. And we actually hugged, because like we felt like we knew each other because we did. We just hadn't met in real life. But the thing about making connections in real life is that when you meet someone at an event and you say, hi, my name is Sarah, and you start talking a bit more, it is like the equivalent of dozens of interactions online. If you go to a networking event and you start talking to the person next to you, and like you start talking first about your business and what you do, how long have you been in business? Oh yeah, what did you study? Oh, where did you go to school? Oh really, where are you from? And so in like 15 minutes of talking to a person, it's like the equivalent of 2 months, I feel, depending. Well, it could be more, it could be less, but it's the equivalent of the kind of interaction that it would take you on Instagram, for example, just through like little texts and comments and stuff like that. So that's why offline connections are very important, but they can start online too, and that can be like your lead away to meet them in person and connect much stronger. So those are some quick ways to find people for your support system. And so we're going to talk about more specifically now about masterminds and how a mastermind can help you. And so masterminds are not something new. They're not something that started just recently. Masterminds have been around for a long while. I like to think of like historic examples, like I don't know if you've heard the stories about, well, actually, I think the movie Tolkien that came out earlier this year or last year, I don't know if it shows it there, but I've heard that Tolkien and oh gosh, I forgot his name now. The writer of Narnia, like they were friends and they had like their group of friends and they would share each other's work and help each other and contribute. Like that's a masterminding group, Or if you read, like there's just so many examples. For example, I am a big fan of Felicia Day, and so when her book came out, not the one that just came out this year, but the one that came out like 5 years ago, maybe 5, 6 years ago. You Are Not Weird on the Internet. Is that how I was called? Oh my gosh, I can't remember. Anyways, that book, I love it because it talks about her, and she's a person that I can relate to a lot. And so one of the main things that she talks about helped her start her business and start that TV show that she had in her mind. Well, not TV show, web show that she had in her mind, was the fact that she was masterminding with these other ladies, and they would meet up regularly at the same cafe and talk about things, and they're the ones who supported her get things done. I think some of the filming they even did it like at the garage of one of her friends. So these little communities, these little groups where we get together and we can share our goals, we can share what we're working on, and receive the feedback that we need, the support that we need, even sometimes the tough love that we need to hear, that is a mastermind. So you might even be part of that mastermind without knowing it. You might have like those like 2 or 3 friends that whenever you need to like brainstorm ideas, you go to them and they tell you, oh yeah, you should try this, or hey, I know someone who can help you with that, or they're like, I don't think that's gonna work, maybe you should try this other aspect. That's already like an unofficial mastermind because you're all coming together to get that one thing done. So I want to talk about now about my experience with masterminds and how it really changed my life. How long? Let's see. It's December. In June, 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. Anyways, I think 2.5 years ago. That's what it was. I joined a mentorship. It was this lady who was beta testing her mentorship. So there were a lot of applications, and I think only like 18 of us were accepted into the program based on our application. And like within the first couple of weeks, a lot of people dropped it because it was very strict, and it had a lot of information, and it was very fast paced. It was like the kind of mentorship where it's like, okay, we're gonna get things done now, but it was exactly the kind of thing I needed at the time. And it was amazing because she didn't mentor, well, she would mentor us one-on-one on what we needed specifically, but every 2 weeks we'd also have meetings with the rest of the ladies in the mentorship. And so we got to share the things that we were struggling with. We got to share our wins. We got to just be with other people who were facing the same things that we were facing, even though we were all in different industries. Like some of them were social media managers, some of them were virtual assistants, like general ones. Some other ones were just like specific virtual assistants for like Pinterest and things like that. I was there as a web designer, and so we were all doing different things, but all in a similar like online service provider community. So we could still relate on so many levels. And it was so nice for the first time since I had tried to start my business to connect with people that just got it and that knew what was going on with me and that understood it and that could give me advice that I could actually implement. The people that either were struggling with the same things or had just recently struggled with them, so they had really good advice on how to overcome it. And we were together for like 3 months, and it just changed my life completely. And after that time, like my business went from this to this. Like it wasn't even like I had registered it as a business, but I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea about systems or processes. I didn't know how to onboard a client. I just had no clue of what I was trying to do. I had just like opened an Instagram account and I was posting pretty pictures and being like, hey, I'm a designer, you should hire me, yay. I didn't even have the courage to call myself a designer, even though I had like recently graduated in graphic design. I didn't have the courage to like call myself a designer. I felt like I was trying too hard. And after that, I'm like, no, I got this. I'm a designer. I'm a business owner. Um, I mean, like, I was a website designer and I didn't even have a website. And after that mentorship, I had my website. I had my services packaged. I had an idea of who I was. I had a mission in my business, and it all happened because of that mentorship. And even today, 2.5, 3 years later, I have still clients that I get referred by people from that group. I still am in contact with some of those ladies, actually most of them. Um, and it's been awesome also to see their path, how they've developed themselves. Like one of them was a design virtual assistant. Now she's like a full-fledged designer and she does amazing work. The other one was a um, social media manager, and now she's actually doing coaching because she discovered that her real passion wasn't only to like help people organize their social media, but just to like help them organize their thoughts in general. And I actually hired her as a coach earlier this year, and she's the one who actually encouraged me to open this mastermind. And so like it all just like comes full circle, you know. It's amazing to see how we've grown from that experience, how we're still close, how I know that if I'm facing another like crisis again where I'm like, I don't know what to do, I know I can reach out to Jen and she's gonna help me figure and organize my mind again, you know. And so it's been amazing. Like I can like tell you like it's going to change your life and not only your business if you find the right community for you, the right support system. So I want to talk about my own mastermind a bit now. If you didn't know it, yes, I have a mastermind now. It's called the Grow Together Mastermind. We started in April of this year. And so one of the reasons I started it was because I have this friend that had been starting her own business. And so I had been giving her advice, and we jump on a call, I think like once a month, to talk about how her business was going and talk about things that I'm like, okay, I think you should be ready to like do this and this, and just give her some of the advice that I could have needed when I first started my business and that I didn't get until I finally joined a community. Sorry, I'm like super uncomfortable here because I'm actually sitting on the floor on a little cushion that I'm sharing with my dog, and she's been like pushing me out. So we had our calls and we really enjoyed them, but we're thinking like, man, we wish like we had a community of other people who were like in the same situation. And so what can we do? What can we do? And I'm like, man, maybe we can have like a Slack group. Maybe we can find some other people. And so I was like playing with this idea. I had already thought in the past of like starting some sort of community, private community, so that I actually would have like the time to help each person. But I was thinking that it was like not the time yet. Even though I was feeling it very strongly and I wanted to do it, I thought I wouldn't have the time for it. And that's when I talked to Jenica, who I was taking some coaching. I had some coaching hours with her. And so I told her about this. And she's like, like, why do you have to wait? And I'm like, I actually don't even know why I have to wait, because it feels pretty like good about it. She's like, maybe you should try it out. And so I, like, in a week, I had drafted the whole thing. I had drafted how it was going to work, what it was going to include. I'm not going to get into journaling right now, but really journaling for your business is amazing. So I'm just going to plug myself right now. And I do have a little opt-in for journaling for your business. So at the end of this, I'll put it in the comments so that if you have like ideas that you have in your mind, but you're not sure how to play them through, journaling will help you like knowing when the right time will be and how to execute them. And this little opt-in that I have can help you with that. But anyways, like I took my journal on a trip that I had. I had like a 4-week trip to Idaho with my parents. And then every morning and every evening, I would just like put down all the ideas that I had, organize it. Like I even wrote the copy that I literally just like put on the website afterwards. And so I'm like, this is all coming so naturally to me. I think I am ready for this. And we started the Grow Together Mastermind. And so we've been going on just doing it as like every month we have specific prompts, we have specific things. Okay, so let me tell you about those specific things that we do. Every month, here we go. We have goal assessment sessions at the first week of the month so that we talk about the goals that we have for that month, and if there's anything that we don't know how we're gonna do it, the people in the mastermind can help us like get ideas of how to do them, or tools or anything else. Or if we have a goal that we're not sure how it's gonna fit in, then the other ones can just like give us feedback and help us bring it all together. And most importantly, we keep each other accountable, because we have to say our goals out loud and the other ones know our goals. And we're gonna I'm gonna be asking you about those goals afterwards, so you feel that you gotta do them. And so that's every first week of the month. We have our goal assessment sessions. When the quarter is starting, we also talk about just like quarterly goals in general, and how the goals that we're working on are gonna work towards that quarter goal. So yeah, we're very intense about goals. We like them. We also have monthly trainings on different things: software, mindset, design, social media, and other technical skills that you may need depending on what people are struggling with right now. We just do trainings on that. And the trainings are saved, so even if you join us now, you can go access all the trainings that we've had since May, when we started. We have Q&A session for when you just have questions and you need someone to answer them. Like, sure, you can find the answer on Google, but how long is that gonna take you? And also, when you go to Google, you find like sometimes answers that just contradict themselves, or they don't apply exactly to your situation. So the best way to get answer to those is to actually talk to people who are or have been in the position that you're in. So we have those Q&As. We also do use those Q&A sometimes for like little audits of the things that you're working on, so that we can give you feedback and things like that. So those Q&A sessions are pretty nifty. Sometimes they go like super in depth. We start talking about something and we like end up opening all these doors where it's like, oh my God, hey, we have like revelations, right? They're like, oh my gosh, this is how it's supposed to be. Or sometimes like topics are so like intense and we only have so much time that we end up doing trainings out of those Q&As that we started. So like Q&A session sounds like kind of like low-key, but like really they're legit. They're pretty awesome. We also have our private Slack group, where we have a lot of different channels to like talk about things that we're going through, just like chat. Sometimes when we need accountability with what we're working right now, we just jump in. For example, like, okay, I'm working tonight until 9 p.m. I need to get this and this done. Anyone else jumps in, and so someone else, if someone else is online, is like, okay, I'll be working as well. Like, when I get this and this done, let's check in an hour. And that way we're like keeping each other accountable. We're calling it virtual co-working. You can feedback, or any other, like if you have an opportunity to share, like anything else that just doesn't fit into your real life because it's for your business, we can talk about it there because we're all there because of that. So it all brings us together. Like there's a space for that there. And we also have challenges that take place in Slack every month. They are usually related either to the goals or the trainings that we're going through that month. And they're to help us develop those goals or learn those skills, but also to learn about ourselves and our business better, to develop them, to really look into the in-depth part. Because sometimes our business are very superficial. Sometimes we're like, okay, I'm a designer and I do this and this, but do I know why I'm doing it, or do I know who I'm doing it for? And so the challenges are meant to help you find those underlying layers of your business and like really build them up, build the foundation for your business, and at the same time help you with things. For example, if you struggle with Instagram or you don't know what to post on Instagram, sometimes like we talk about those things, and then some of the challenges include like, okay, and share on social media about this, this, and this. So it's helping you with the foundation of your business while also helping you overcome obstacles that you might have in your business. And it includes a lot of journaling. So full disclosure, if you don't like journaling, it might not be the place for you. But if you haven't tried out journaling, if you think you don't like journaling but you actually haven't tried it out, I would suggest you join us at least for a bit and try it out, because this is not the kind of Dear Diary kind of journaling. This is like really like going in with specific questions and then just like letting like a brain dump. It's a really good way to just connect and organize your ideas. And lastly, we have this ever-growing vault of resources. It has videos. As I said, the trainings and the Q&As have been recorded that we've had in the past, and they are recorded every month. So they're added to our vault of resources so that if there's a topic that you need to know about, there's a very high chance we've talked about it at some point because we've had a lot of this already. And there's like guides, there's courses. Some of them give you like discount, like there's some discounts for courses of people that are close to me that have shared with me this way to like make them more accessible to you. There's recommendations for tools. There's like ways for you to learn new skills. So all of this is inside of our mastermind. Really, it is called the Grow Together Mastermind, but it's like a small community where we do a lot of things, but masterminding is like the main thing. Like it all comes together with the masterminding. So yeah, that is what mastermind does, and I invite you to join us. We have it's always only up to 12 spots, because like I said, I like to be able to have time to actually help you one-on-one if necessary. And so we have these 12 spots. Right now we have 10 spots left, and registrations are opening right now. Actually, I'm gonna go open them right now so that you can go and join us. Okay. Okay, so now it's, where am I? There. There we go. Oop. Oh, I just need to, there. All right. Okay, yep, I just checked. It's online now. So you can go to growtogethermastermind.com. I'm gonna put it in the comments so that you can find it. And you can join us. Our next session is starting January 6th. And we're gonna start with like a big Q1 party. Talk about our goals for 2020. Talk about how Q1 is gonna help us reach those goals and start action, start working on it. I see there's like some comments. We're gonna have a Q&A session in a couple minutes, so I'll go and answer those questions there, all right? So as I said, the Grow Together Mastermind just opened its doors. I literally just opened them a couple minutes ago when I was telling you that I was, and they're gonna be open until January 3rd, I believe. Maybe I leave them until January 5th. It's like the day before the mastermind starts. But the thing is, it doesn't matter if the doors are open or not. What matters is that there are spots available. Like I said, we only take up to 12 people at a time. 2 spots are already taken, so there's only 10 spots left. So if you wanna be that person that starts 2020 knowing what they want with their year, if you want to receive the support that you need to be able to accomplish goals, if you want to be able to really have a different year from all these years that you've had, if you've been trying hard year after year and things are just not progressing, what you need is accountability. What you need is a mastermind of people, with people that will help you go through. So yeah, the doors are open. You're invited. The link's in the comments. Feel free to join us. Now, let's see. We've talked about this. We've talked about this. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. And we've been live for quite a bit. So I'm just gonna wrap up with a Q&A. If anybody has any questions, feel free to post them in the comments. Someone was saying hi, Niraj. Is that how you pronounce it? Sorry, I totally butchered. I am from Costa Rica, but I live in the US, so that's where I am located. Oh, and that reminds me of one more important thing. So we do have the meetings. We do have meetings at the for the Grow Together Mastermind once a week. So that is kind of one important point. We meet up right now. We do it Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Central Time. That means it's 11 p.m. Pacific and 2 p.m. Eastern. So so depending on the people that join, we try to find a time that works for all. But once we decide on a time, we follow with that time throughout the whole quarter. So right now we are on that time, and it works pretty good for me and for the members that are already inside. So depending on who joins us in January, we'll see if we'll change it. But that is like a commitment that we do have every week, because you could be part of the mastermind, but if you're not part of the meetings, like the meetings is where the bulk of the things happen. You can always watch the replays, but not all of the things are recorded. Like the goal assessment sessions are not recorded because members are actively participating in them, so they're not recorded and published. So if you can make it to the meetings, then it really won't do that much for you. Like, it will still be a help. It will still be a huge resource, but it won't be able to help you with what you really like, to really discover yourself and like break out. Because the important thing is to be there and support each other, right? And those meetings, that's where it happens the most. So we like we use usually, even if we change the time, it would be sometime in like morning and early afternoon within like US range times, because that's my availability. Sorry. So if you are not in the US or anywhere in the Americas in general, you can contact me first. You maybe like leave a comment here and let me know that you're interested, but that you don't know if your schedule would fit. And so we can talk about your schedule, and I can tell you if it would be able to fit it, like to make the meetings fit your schedule or not. All right? Because that is one thing that I really wouldn't like you to sign up and then not be able to make use of those meetings, because really that's where the bulk of it happens. Let's see if there's any other questions. I'm gonna be online for a couple more minutes. Let's make sure. So make sure. Yep, the website is working. Everything's there. Sorry, but yeah, that's about it. Like, I can guarantee you that it's just gonna make a positive difference, because it doesn't matter. Like, it's not those kind of things where you have to believe for it to work. No, if you go and you do the work, it's gonna work. It's just been proven. That's why people continue doing masterminds, because they're amazing. They are the support system that you need. They help you create like amazing relationships with other people that are in the same place as you and that are there to help you. So it just works. I don't know if you like, sometimes when I started working by myself, I thought like, oh, I can get this done because I'm not that big of a team player. Like, I can play in teams, I can do teamwork, but if I can do it myself, like in a way that's better, and I thought it'd be fine. And if there's one thing that I learned during my first months trying to do my own business, is that even though it's like the solopreneur thing, you can't just do it by yourself. Or you might be able to do it, but it will take years and years and years more. Like, being able to have someone that you can pick their brain and that they can help you organize your brain, and having, sometimes even it's not even asking for help. Sometimes it's just knowing that there's someone there that understands you. Someone that, if you need to vent, if you need to disconnect, if you're having like an awful week, I don't know, like maybe you had like hard time with clients, or you're having a hard time trying to figure out this workflow or something like that, there's nothing. Oops, wrong side. I'm just trying to make sure my hair's not in the mix. There's nothing like knowing you have someone that you can go to and talk about things. And yeah, sometimes that's all I need. I don't have kids, but I have friends who are entrepreneurs who have kids, and sometimes they just want to be able to talk to someone who isn't a baby, you know? Sometimes they want to be able to meet with other women and just talk about how hard it is to have a business when you also are trying to raise your kids. And a lot of my friends are even like homeschooling their kids, and I have no idea how they do it. They're amazing, but they just need to be able to have that outlet where they can be business owners and have these conversations. And so, like, it's such an amazing place for your brain. Like, your brain can actually expand and get all these ideas organized and work. So that's why I did this, because I know that it's something that we all need, and that's why I encourage you to join us. If you feel that this is something that's going to help you, I can guarantee you it can help you. So go to growtogethermastermind.com. You can read more information there. There's even like some questions so that you can like ask those questions to yourself and see if this is the right mastermind for you. Because that's another thing. You want to join the mastermind with the people that are gonna fit with you. Like, if you are, I don't know, if you're running a gym or something like that, then the kind of things that you go through are very similar than the things that I run through as a designer. So you might want to find a mastermind with people that go through that, even though like I could also see how a lot of things could overlap and we could still help each other. You will help yourself and the people around you more if you are like more into that. So in my case, like the Grow Together Mastermind is very good for creatives. It's very good for women who work from home, who are trying to build their business. So that's the people that we're aiming to. But yeah, also if you just feel like like your work, your industry, you just can find a mastermind to join or a community to join, I encourage you to just do your own thing. Find your own people and start your own mastermind. Like you don't need to find a mastermind to start. You can just go and like ask a couple of friends and be like, okay, people, um, we gotta start doing this and establish a time to get together and get it done, because really a mastermind is something that all of us can need. Like I said at the beginning, like support systems apply to each thing of our lives. You could have a mastermind for a study group for school, or even like a scripture group if you go to church, and have fellow friends that are into studying the scriptures. Like do that too, and like then you're keeping each other accountable and following it. Any goals that you set yourself, like there are other people that have those goals too, and that need to and that need that encouragement. So now that we're about to start a new year, and I feel like 2020 with its 2020 thing, like it makes it feel so special. Like we're starting a decade. I don't know about you, I'm actually like also like thinking of goals that I want to get for 2030. I'm like, okay, we're starting a decade, like in this 10 years, what do I want to do? I feel so encouraged to just like make goals in general and see where life's gonna take me with them. But it really is a great time to just find those people that have those goals as well and encourage each other. I always get annoyed by all those posts of like, okay, it's January 2nd, it's time to start dropping the goals, or by February, no one else is going to the gym. They're kind of funny the first time, and then they're just stupid. um, so I really believe we can achieve those goals if you just find the right people to surround yourself with. If you find the people that support you and that you can support back, because it's not a one-way street. It has to be something where you're a community helping each other grow, which is why we call this one Grow Together. But yeah, there doesn't seem to be any more questions. So thank you so much for watching. I've been talking for too long already, and we actually have the Grow Together holiday party later today. So well, it's kind of late to say I want to save my voice, but I need my voice later today again. So if you still have any questions, feel free to just post them in the comments. I'm going to be checking on this. This video will be available here, I think, probably until like January 5th or so. Then we're gonna take it down. But so you have 2 weeks to check out this video and hopefully learn something from it. Really, like setting goals is not something that you have to do at the beginning of the year, but use this chance and just like set those goals, write them down. It doesn't matter how big they are. It doesn't matter if you're scared to say them out loud. Start by writing them down, and we'll go from there. Also, I was gonna share with you this journaling prompt I have. This journaling it's a free workbook. There it is, that you can check out if you wanna learn more about how you can use journaling for your process, because really journaling is also amazing for goals and for like planning out projects and setting goals for 2020. Like journaling is what's going to help you get the right goals for the right steps. So yeah, you should check it out as well. I hadn't even like thought of like talking about it when I was doing the notes for this, but you know what, it just like fits in really well. That's why I have them, because like I feel like they just like complement each other very well, the mastermind and this journaling workbook. So yeah. I'll just plug it in. I'll be shameless like that because I can. And that's it. Thank you so much for those that joined us live, and anybody else watching the replay. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of this. And have a wonderful rest of the year. Have an amazing Christmas, New Year's, or any other holiday that you celebrate. Just enjoy it and enjoy that we're wrapping up this decade and starting a new one. Okay, this is our time to get things done. I'm really excited. So I hope you're excited too. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.